Hey everybody.
Hey.
So I was living in Berkeley in a treehouse, and I had a little green, British racing green MG midget that I'd driven across the country, and I lived out there for 3 years. But I started to feel, I had this vision in the library out there that I should come back and try and save New Jersey. And along with my grandmother, who was kind of ill. So, but, you know, with my car, I remember this girl said, we were talking about cars, and she said, you know, you could take that car and drive it up right into Lake Tahoe, as far as I'm concerned. I said, oh. And then I read where Black Elk, the Native American chief, he said, how can you drive around with something that has a war going on inside it? So I decided to give my car away. Well, not give it away, I traded it for a hat. A nice black hat, like kind of like a cowboy hat or Indian hat. And it had beautiful beadwork, so I guess it was a Native American. So I traded that with Gabriel for the car. He was very, very happy, to say the least. When I told my cousin that when I got home, he said, I would have given you 10 hats for that car. So anyway, so I had to go transport myself another way. I got out on Shattuck Avenue, June 26, 1972, put my thumb out. I had a sign that said, East of Eden. The East was real big. And there was, I mean, the whole street was like people hitchhiking. I thought, I'm never going to get a ride. One of the first cars comes along. It stops right next to me. Says, come on, get in. He took me to Colorado to the first rainbow gathering. And that was incredible. One guy had a dog named Reality. So he'd walk through the woods going, Reality! Reality! And then I saw these like I thought it was like a doghouse. It was mud and all, it had an opening. That wasn't a doghouse, it was a pizza oven. They made pizzas out there. Everything was free. It was incredible. But I kept going, and I got to my cousin's wedding in Atlanta, and I got to Steve Gaskin's farm in Tennessee, and then I got up, finally, back to New Jersey. And I wound up after, my grandmother was okay, thank God. So I spent a little time on a commune in Vermont, and then I came back to Camden, New Jersey, and I used to cry when I'd see cornfields in New Jersey because I missed Vermont so much. And the place I lived in, Camden, well, it was okay. It was right across from the hospital where I was born. So I could say, when people asked me how far I went in life, I could say about 100 yards. Well, then I moved out of that place to another place with some kind of a group, and I wasn't getting along with a woman there. So there was another house that belonged to Richard. He wasn't living there. This kind of like a nun was living there with her dog. So I said, let me go down there. She was moving out, so I said, let me take her place at the house. So I inherited that. I got the house and the dog, kind of like rent-free. And but the dog was trained, she never walked it. It went to the bathroom in one room. So I would walk the dog and walk the dog, and then in the house, I would forget to watch her. She would run upstairs and go to the bathroom in the room. It was not a pretty sight. So anyway, finally I got her house trained. And then one day I went up to the other house where Richard lived, who owned the house I was in. And he said, Rocky, I got to talk to you. I said, Richard, I got to go to work. He said, this won't take long. And he said, Rocky, I'm going to give you the house for $1. If you don't have the $1, I'll lend it to you. So he gave me the house that he had homesteaded because he was going to join a monastery in Italy, and he was giving away everything.
Oh.
So I wound up with a house on Penn Street, and there was some problems with the neighbors and all, but that was another story. So I was living there, and all of a sudden, after a couple of years, it was a rough street, but then people started moving in, fixing up the houses. Pretty soon I was going to champagne house openings on my street. And then Lois, this little old lady from around the block, she comes, knocks on my door, says, Rocky, she said, vacant lots are going for $100,000. Don't sell. I said, okay, Lois. And then another time went by, and I thought, you know what? I gave my car away in California. I came to Camden, and a couple of years later, somebody gave me a house. And I finally really understood what karma meant.